So, ladies and gentlemen, the AES defense ministers have actually reached a conclusive end in their discussion with the Russian Defense Ministry about their counter-terrorism operation, improvements, and methodologies and modalities they can employ in the new diversity we are seeing in the Sahelian counter-terrorism crisis, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, Russia has now promised Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger that not only will they be giving them military equipment at a very subsidized amount, very, very cheap. They said they will be giving them at a discount. That's what we heard. Ladies and gentlemen, Russia is now promising the Sahel states that not only are they going to be sending their troops to go and train, the Sahel troops on how to operate, maintain, but again, they are going to have a maintenance agreement for quite a while until they've been able to train the engineers of the Sahelian state on how to maintain this equipment. And part of this robust agreement is that they are going to even fly some of the excellent students from the Sahel state to go and get some training when it comes to development of some of these, warfare tools. Ladies and gentlemen, is this not the best partnership that you've seen so far? Which means that in the nearest future, we might be having, the Sahelian states manufacturing, their own military equipment and weapons. So, part of what we have seen so far so good in this new robust security agreement is that some group of Russian military personnel, according to what we heard, they've passed the first stage of training. They will be joining the African Core Security Apparatus, representing the Russian Federation with their allies in the Sahel states to help them to counter and completely crush terrorism. Now I'm beginning to feel that terrorism in the Sahel states is only a matter of time. Everything that has a beginning has a end. They've started the fight, and now they are pushing the fight to the end. What we have in the democratic world is the fact that, even though it's very, very bad, terrorism is extremely nefarious where I am, but, the media, the mainstream media try to tell you the good side. They don't tell you what is going on when it comes to terrorism. That's why I'm proud of what the Sahel states are doing. In fact, I love the criticism. I love the fact that a lot of informations are coming out. It showed so that you are seeing the reality of what is going on the ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are some new African core troops that have just been, sent to Mali. And now we have some that are already in training and they will soon be deployed to Mali. So hopefully the US-Russia summit, hopefully it can be the end of the Russia-Ukraine war. And again, I'm going to say this. Where do you think all those battle-hardened combatants of Russia, where do you think they're going to send them to? They are going to rush into Mali like fire. And when you look at their modern warfare tactics, like technology, and how bloodthirsty those guys will be, I'm telling you, before I was tipping Burkina Faso to end terrorism first. But just looking at the way it's going in Mali, right? Yeah, Niger is doing their thing. Burkina Faso is doing their thing. But the fact that there is intensification of ambush and every other thing in Mali, the whole coup d'etat and everything, I believe that the reason why a coup d'etat was plotted was because the terrorism aspect is not working according to plan. They don't expect Mali to beat down terrorism to this extent. They don't expect it. It's like against the status quo. It's against the norm. So now let's use an internal coup d'etat. It should be the fastest way for us to retain power, to regain power and control. But ladies and gentlemen, that did not work. So right now, with the hybridization of the warfare, with the different, evolution of this counterterrorism, war in the Sahel, I'm now tipping based on what we are getting from the ground. I think the podium place is between Burkina Faso. In Africa, the podium place is between Burkina Faso and Mali. Now, practically, I think Mali is going to hit the podium place first. But because of the sheer intelligence of Burkina Faso, of the Burkina Faso leader, the way the thing is going on in Burkina Faso, I am beginning to think it's like Burkina Faso has a very dangerous plan for the terrorists. And by the time they execute that plan, we might see something we've never seen before. It will look like a mass destruction. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hold it until it comes to fruition. But remember this day that I said it. There are plans in place. But until you start seeing the effect of that plan, I choose to reserve my comment to then. But remember, Andre said it. So, the next information we have is that there is a discovery of, a particular new type of weapon that has just been deployed by terrorists in the Sahel. I have not seen anything like this before, but I think this is some sort of explosive device. Ladies and gentlemen, they deployed this explosive device against, I don't know if this is a drone, I don't know if this is a bomb or something, but ladies and gentlemen, according to the credible intel we are receiving, this particular explosive device was just, destroyed by the Malian farmers today as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? I don't know this particular configuration. I don't know what this equipment is, but that is just another, waste of resources from the terrorists. Now, to cap it up, to wrap it all up, we are getting a credible information that there is a particular news going on social media, right? We've gotten this information before that there is, I think I've said it in some of my video before, that there are shipments of weapons into the Sahel now, under the pretense of we attacked the particular military base and we took so. According to the information we are receiving, this is not true. They will tell you that 2 soldiers were killed, and they will show you like 30-something weapons. According to what we are hearing, they are using this false propaganda of we attacked so place as a pretext to bring in those weapons that they've laundered in. Why should they? Because you will look at it that why should the terrorists even lie about a weapon that was given to them? They need to, because if they don't, questions and investigations will commence, right? Who are they getting these shipments from? Where is it moving through? Who is bringing it in? And nobody can tell the extent, the intelligence network, the secret agents, nobody can tell the extent they can go to, unearth details that are very essential to combating terrorism. So, ladies and gentlemen, the way now that they are trying to cover the tracks of those that are helping them launder these weapons is to claim that they've just attacked the military, camp, and they've just, recovered a lot of weapons, which is a lie. So I'm going to show you this equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, this equipment have just been supplied by an undisclosed Western country, and it was shipped in through Libya. According to the information, it was shipped into the FLA fighters, and it was passed from the FLA to the JNIM fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the first time the FLA are collaborating with the JNIM fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, but with what you've seen, with this, defense ministry, collaboration between Russia and the Sahel states, what do you think will happen next by the time the Russia-Ukraine war is over? What do you think? Or do you think it's just going to be the so-called JNIM terrorists that are going to, just get neutralized? Or do you think we're going to start seeing foreign machineries on the opposition side? You can drop your comment in the comment section below. It's your boy 72 Andre signing out. Enough said, but before I go, let me remind you, remember to stay dangerous because your safety depends on it. Salute, much respect to all of you brothers. And to those that keep supporting us in the super thanks, we want to appreciate you. Those that support us with your like, it is very essential and it's very, very important to us. And those that support us with a comment in the comment section below, appreciation. Thank you.